Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are around this crazy world. Yes, I'm Crazy John from the east side of Milwaukee, and yes, it's a Rubber Room Friday, on the dark side, of course. I didn't want to film it during the day because too much noise and traffic, so we're just doing this on Friday, December 27th, and we're going to talk about my 2014 predictions, remote viewing. For some of you who know, I'm not a professional remote viewer or anything like that, but I do look into things, and I've been doing it for many years, and I just think it's a lot of fun. A lot of people write down their predictions, put an envelope, and see what happens, what came true, what didn't come true. If you're interested in remote viewing, this is a good video you want to see. It's called Viewing the Future. You can get it at remoteviewingproducts.com. Remoteviewingproducts.com. It's by Ed Dames. And yeah, he's Dr. Gloom and Doom, I know, that's what they call him. And him and me have been remote viewing something, and the other remote viewers, what's going to happen to the South China Sea, I believe. Well, we'll get into that later. So, this is a good video if you want to know what it's all about. Another good book I like to read. This author, he's been on talk shows and that. Remote Viewing Secrets. You can get this book at the public library if you don't want to buy it. But if you want to keep reference, it's a very good book. It's got really good stuff in here. And it's... boy, what's the guy's name? Joseph McNagel. Like, it's hard, one of those goofy names, but Joseph McNail, whatever. It's Remote Viewing Secrets. Really, really good book, and it's got a lot of stuff I use for reference and that. Again, I'm not a professional, so just stick that over there. First things, I don't predict dates. I could say, oh, something's going to happen between March 1st and April 20 or something like that. I don't go by that, or something bad's going to happen in August. I don't go there, because something that doesn't happen, you say, oh, John, you said it was going to happen in November, and it didn't happen in November. Okay, so, and I did these remote viewing predictions from January of this year, and I'm already working on 2015, so this doesn't just come like December, oh, I'm right down what's going to happen next year. I go through all year, I work on these, okay. I don't talk about assassinations. I will be mentioning next year that there'll be maybe a North Korean coup. We'll talk about that. But I don't talk about assassinations. I don't talk about famous people dying, like the Pope is going to die in office, or some celebrity is going to die, or some famous former rock star is going to die. I don't like talking about that, okay? I don't talk about military operations or intelligence operations. And I know, as a matter of fact, I have a source, somebody in the Pentagon says they're interested in my remote viewing stuff. And if you are somebody from the federal government, you're interested in what I see for foreign military operations or telling, you can see me personally, contact me personally. I would like to get paid for my services, but I don't talk about those for security reasons. Okay, not that I'll get in trouble or anything. I just don't want to, for people's lives could be at stake. I don't talk about sports, elections, weather, who's going to win Academy Awards, Grammy Awards. I'm not good at that. Maybe other people are good at that. I'm not into that, okay? And not all of these will come true. Probably about 5%, okay? Is which I give the average. Not 110% these will all come true. So here's my 2014 predictions, and then next week Friday, which will be in the new year, and by the way, Happy New Year, everybody. I'll probably repeat that again. We'll talk about what came true and what did not come true in 2013. Matter of fact, some of the stuff I predicted for this year I'm carrying over for next year. That didn't come true so far. Here we go, and this is how we're going to start. 2014 is going to be a turning point and a dangerous year, okay? I see a lot of people are going to be boots on the ground, are going to fight against their governments, and here in the United States, not talking about civil war or anything, but people are really going to get active in taking their governments back, or somehow there's going to be more state recalls on public officials who failed on state rights. People are going to go after their state governments, and that's where I believe it should start, our state governments. You can't fix Washington District of Criminals and District of Corruption. Can't fix it. It's got to come from the states. So I see that in 2014. Number 2, Fukushima, Japan nuclear power plant radiation leaks. It's going to get much worse, folks. I'm encouraging you to get potassium iodate. You're going to need this, because next year I think it's going to get worse. They don't know if these rods that are melting in the ground, is getting bad, but they're just finding dead animals, fish along the coast. So I predict it's going to get so bad that the mainstream media cannot ignore it. You're going to see cancers on the west coast, Canada and Alaska. The fish and crab industries will close due to radioactive fish and crabs. I think there's going to be a possible population evacuation in Tokyo. I think a lot of Japanese are going to be moving south of their country, like Osaka and all that down there. I see something coming like that. You can't cover it up. And the United States Navy are going to order their ships and submarines not to make port visits in Yokosuka, Japan. I was stationed there. Well, besides the embassy there, but I was stationed there. It's a very nice place, nice city. You're not going to make port visits there because radiation is going to get so bad. So watch for big stories about Fukushima. Fukushima means happy island. And when you hear the word Shima, that means island in Japanese. But Fukushima means happy place, happy island. I should know, I speak and read Japanese. Can't read it much anymore like I used to. Okay. Number 3, the Affordable Care Act, is known as Obamacare, will be repealed or set back at least 2 years. The Obamacare website will still have major problems, and I think it's engineered that way for a purpose. States like South Carolina are going to pass laws to restrict Obamacare, be outlawed, and some states like Indiana, or some states are going to follow Indiana, and to appeal the Obamacare back to the United States Supreme Court. This whole thing is going to collapse, folks. It's a failure. I'm not going to comply with it. I'm not going to pay anything into it. It's a failure. Nobody pass it on to your friends, everybody. People I've talked to, they're not going to comply with this. So, please. Okay. United States Attorney General Eric Holder, a scumbag who should be in prison, who should be impeached. He'll resign from office. Okay. New scandals discovered inside the Obama administration. That's number 5. I think we're going to see some new ones. I don't think anything's going to be done about it. Miley Cyrus, this is number 6, will enter rehab. A naval combat incident between China and Japan. I'm not the only one that's saying this. Now, I put this down back in August, and Ed Dames, who I showed you the video, that produced that video, said that just a couple of weeks ago on a talk show, and some other people are predicting that there's going to be an incident between Japan and China. Okay. Number 8. Toronto Mayor Bob Ford, the guy that made an ass out of himself, he'll resign from his office due to his past scandals, whatever. The Toronto Mayor Bob Ford, this guy that makes an ass, he's going to be gone. I see him not being in office from a year from now. Another national security agency, NSA contractor or employee, will expose more U.S. government secrets, like Edward Snowden. And let's get to Edward Snowden. There will be an attempt capture on former NSA contractor Edward Snowden, which will be a failure and embarrassment to the United States. We're going to try to capture him, but he'll be safe. The International Space Station, the ISS, will be evacuated. Okay, Arsenio Hall's TV show will be canceled. Poor ratings. That squarehead looking idiot. I don't know. I don't care too much for him. There will be an announcement, a new baby on the way for Prince William and Kate Middleton. Guess there'll be another announcement. She's going to have a baby. And 1 or 2 more states will legalize marijuana following Colorado and Washington. I think we're going to start seeing more on this. It'd be revenue for the state. All right. And I'm just trying to hurry up here. I don't like to take too much time. You can write these down if you want and see what, if you want. I'm not going to put these on the YouTube comment thing or whatever. 15. Lawsuits in the state of New York will stop the firearms confiscation law. This unconstitutional law they got, they're coming to your door, or they know you got guns, they're going to come and take them away. You're going to see major lawsuits in New York, the state of New York next year. California is doing the same thing, but I think it's going to be delayed for some reason. It's going to be delayed in a lawsuit, so we'll see what happens there. An attempted coup, or a coup on North Korean leader Kim Jong-un, whatever I spell it. We'll just say Kim Jong. There'll be an attempted coup. He's already got rid of his uncle, had him executed. So, a purge. So, I think a general or something is going to do an attempt coup on him or something. We'll see that next year. 2 major cities will claim bankruptcy, like Detroit. And I'm looking at Chicago or Houston. I could be wrong. Could be some other cities, but those are the 2 cities that are going bankrupt. So I think one of those two were going to claim like Detroit. 18, the Missy Kelly Dyer case will be solved. This is a woman who disappeared by my house, just a block away here, and I believe this case will be solved next year. Her boyfriend is a person of interest. Doesn't mean he did something, but they will solve this case. Okay, they will solve. She disappeared right on October 11th, this year, 2013, and this case will be solved. Okay, all right. And now we're going to do my carryover from stuff that I predicted this year that didn't come true. I'm going to bring them over. 19, a U.S. drone will collide with a commercial aircraft or an aircraft. U.S. Marshals will capture former cop fugitive, the 15th most wanted, Dan Hires. This clown here, I talked to my friend Tom, and I'm not going to give any locations where I think he's staying at. He was spotted in Colorado back in 2012, they think. But if you're the U.S. Marshals, you want to contact me personally, I could tell you where I think this guy is. I don't want to give any information because he could be seeing this and say, oh, they know I'm in the state, I have to go. Okay, he's a former cop, he knows. They'll capture him next year. Okay, they didn't get him this year yet, but and when I repeat what, you'll hear these stuff again. I'll be repeating that next week. Okay, the Humboldt County, Nevada mystery case. This is the man, Mr. Patrick Carnes, and his dog Lucky missing. It's a really strange case. Missing Humboldt County, Nevada, this guy here. This case will be solved. I don't know if I'm going too close or what, but they'll find this guy. There's been other people missing in that county too. And it's a really interesting case. I believe they'll solve that. And former Illinois police officer Drew Peterson's fourth wife Stacy's disappearance, that's going to be solved. And next one is the wanted unknown bandit geezer guy here that's been robbing banks in California. I think they're going to catch this guy, and I don't think he's really an old guy. He's a young person and makeup artist or something. So that's who I see. They're going to capture this guy. And finally, got my two last ones here. WikiLeaks owner and founder Julian Assange. He'll sneak out of England and shows up in Ecuador. I think he's going to be smuggled out. He's still at the Ecuadorian embassy in London. And the last one, a major bank holiday will be declared. I thought there was going to be one this year. Didn't happen. I encourage people to get your money out of the banks. Go to credit union and just keep money in your credit union for bills to be paid for 3 months, something like that. You're going to have to hide the rest of your money. That'll be it, folks. I'm going to wish you a happy new year, and we'll see you probably next Friday, or maybe before that. I'll post what came true in 2013 and what did not come true. And some of the ones that I just talked tonight will be repeated. It's like, oh, that didn't come true, but it'll come true this year when it was 2014. Okay, folks, it's Rubber Room Friday and a Rubber Room Weekend for December 27th, 28th, 29th, and I'll see you next year. Happy New Year. Bye-bye.